Today on the Scran line, I'm going to teach you how to make my pumpkin cheesecake muffins. These are so delicate and moist, and your house is going to smell amazing as soon as they go in the oven. The cheesecake layer in the center is perfectly creamy, and there's a cinnamon crumble on top, which is nice and crispy. These are so easy and delicious to make, and I want to show you how to make them right now. We're going to begin with the cinnamon crumble, which is going to make the top of these muffins really nice and crispy and golden. So to make the cinnamon crumble, we're just going to be adding some flour, brown sugar, and some cinnamon, of course. And we're just going to mix everything to help combine it. The last ingredient is some chilled butter. So I've just chopped mine into some small cubes and then chilled it in the freezer for about 20 minutes. And we're just going to pop all of that in there without the bowl going in. Clean hands. I'm going to use my hands to smush this into the dry ingredients. Now, we don't want to smush it in completely. We want some small lentil-sized bits of butter in this mixture, because that butter is actually going to melt when these bake on top of the muffins, and it's going to keep them moist and crispy. So yeah, just get them to lentil-sized pieces. All right, that's looking good. We're going to pop this in the fridge, and we're going to move on to our cheesecake filling. Cheesecake filling is really, really easy to make for this recipe. So we're just going to be adding some cheese or cream cheese into our bowl. And we're going to be adding a little bit of sugar in there as well. Good amount of salt. Salt is going to add flavor. And I'm going to use my handy dandy electric hand mixer to mix everything until it's nice and smooth. Now for this recipe, we're going to be using the egg yolks and not the egg whites. But if you want a way to use egg whites, head on over to my website. I've got loads of recipes like meringues, where you can use up your egg whites. You're going to mix that until it's really, really well combined. And we're going to move on to the last thing for this recipe, which is the pumpkin muffin batter. So for the pumpkin batter, we're going to begin with the dry ingredients. So we want to add some flour, sugar, some brown sugar, salt, some baking soda, and here I have some pumpkin spice ingredients. So cinnamon, cloves, and ground ginger. We're going to pop those in there, and I'm going to be opting in for some freshly grated nutmeg here. If you don't have the freshly grated stuff, you can just use the store-bought stuff, but this just tastes so much better. We're just going to mix all of these ingredients together. Now I'm going to be using some pumpkin puree for this recipe. This is the canned stuff. If you're in Australia, you can buy this from USA Foods. I bought mine from them online and had it sent over because I can't drive to them because of the restrictions at the moment. But you want to make sure that you don't use pumpkin pie filling because it's different to the pure pumpkin puree. That stuff has sugar and spices in it, and it won't actually work for this recipe. So make sure you're using the pure pumpkin puree. So we're just going to pop that into our bowl. And we're going to be adding 2 eggs, a little bit of oil, and we're going to add a little splash of vanilla extract. And by little, you guys know I mean a good splash. Just use your whisk to combine everything together until there are no dry ingredients showing. And guys, if you do make this recipe, please take photos and tag me online because I love seeing your creations. It just makes me so happy. By the way, if you could smell this right now, it smells so good in this kitchen. Everything is done. We're ready to put this together. Hey guys, quickly jumping in the video to make sure you're enjoying today's recipe. If you are, hit the like button. If you want to grab the recipe, it's going to be in the description box below for you guys. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you can keep up to date with all of my latest videos. Let's get back to the recipe. So I have a regular 12-hole muffin tin here. They're also known as cupcake tins as well. And I'm going to be using cupcake liners for this recipe. I'm going to get 12 using cupcake liners, but if you use the larger muffin liners, you'll end up with about like 8 muffins instead of 12. Just keep that in mind. You'll end up with bigger ones, but you'll end up with less. So I'm gonna line my cupcake tin with those cupcake liners. I've got a cookie scoop here, which is about a tablespoon in like volume. And we're just going to scoop about a tablespoon of that butter into our cupcake liners. Then I'm going to add a tablespoon of that cheesecake filling on top. I'm just going to use a teaspoon to just gently spread that cheesecake filling out because I just want it to kind of bake nice and evenly and have a nice even layer of cheesecake. And then once you've done that, you want to add another final scoop of that pumpkin muffin batter. To finish these off, we're going to add a generous sprinkle of that cinnamon crumble that we made. Don't worry about being messy with this, you can always clean it up, but you just want to pile it on top of these muffins. It is so delicious, guys. I would love for you guys to try this and see just how yummy these muffins are. These are gonna go into the oven for 20 to 22 minutes. The tops are gonna go beautifully crispy and golden. Once they have baked, let them cool for about 5 minutes in the cupcake tin and then transfer them over to a cooling rack to cool completely to room temperature. I'm so excited to try these, guys, because they already smell amazing. The thing about pumpkin spice is that it literally fills up every nook and cranny in your house. And right now, my house smells incredible. If you guys want to know what these smell like, the recipe is in the description box below. Check it out. I can't wait to dig into one of these. My mouth is literally watering. Okay. So good. That is like one of the most delicate kind of cakey textures I've ever had. It's so soft and like literally melts in your mouth. And the cheesecake layer has a little bit of salt in it, so it kind of makes these even tastier. And that crumble on top is like divine. If you want to grab the recipe, again, it's in the description box below. If you guys have any other suggestions for other videos you'd love to see me make on the Scran line, I'm all ears. I'd love to hear your suggestions. I'll join you in the comments down below. Let me know what else you'd like to see on the Scran line. If you love this video, hit the like button, and then I have another video you can watch. It's right there. Click on that video, and then above that is a subscription button. Hit that if you haven't subscribed yet, it's free. And then you'll know as soon as I upload a new video. That is if you hit the notification bell. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this muffin. It's so delicious. And I'll see you guys on the next episode of the Scran line. Bye.